Hello, we have Abhimanyu. He is a Masters of Data Science student in University of Bath, and just like me, he is also from India. We would like we will go on what his background is and what made him choose university, and we will share his experience from India to UK in this vlog. Abhimanyu, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, sure. Thanks, Saurabh. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank
So, as you said that I'm also from India and I'm from Nagpur.
So thank you for coming. And without wasting much time, we will just go straight away to the beginning of the process, which is like how and what did you do to select universities? Like there are more than 50 universities, or so what was your steps to bring it down to University of Bath, or what generally a student can follow to choose a university?
Yeah, so that's actually a good question. So basically, when I started my research, I was just going through, I shortlisted based on the modules, then the location, and then fees and the other financial parts of it. So I was just going through top ranked universities like Bath, which was one of them. Then I also chose Bristol and then Glasgow, University of Glasgow, and Leeds and all. So I just started going through their modules. But the one thing which I really found interesting about this course was that if you know about the Forbes magazine, they have ranked
Yeah.
this course under top 10 best courses in the world. So that really caught my attention. So I just started exploring more about it, more about the university, more about the city. And I really liked the modules. And I love Python. So this course was entirely based in Python. So I chose it. And the university is really, really amazing.
It was kind of
Yeah,
very similar experience for me as well. Like, did you? I know that you were already working in India. Did you check for someone who knows about University of Bath within the company and anything like that, or it was not much of your concern back then?
not in the work. Not in the company. I
Working.
was not very much involved in doing research there.
Okay. Once you got your application and then you wrote your statement of purpose and you got your offer letter, the next important thing that the elephant is like visa and most likely for most of Indians, it's like a bank loan and visa.
Education.
How was your experience in terms of banking loan that as far as it is concerned?
So I just went for a standardized government bank. And the loan process was quite easy for me because the branch from which I had to take the loan was just in the city where that was close by. So I had to just go there, talk to them. Then they just gave me all the requirements and just told me that these are the documents that we need. We need an offer letter, XYZ, whatever. And based on that, I just got the education loan. That the process took a bit of time. So I would
Okay.
recommend people that you should start early. The moment you get your offer letter, and if you are firm that yeah, this is the university and this is the course that I want to go for, then you should just start collecting all the documents and just get in the process of getting a loan. That's what I
In
did.
my case, it took me about 6 weeks of time to get loan. I also got it from a government bank,
Mm-hmm.
but I had few issues like they were issuing an international student loan for the first time, not aware of the process. So I had to do a lot of research on my own and then get going. I hope it was not like that, as you say so. So it depends from place to place. How much
Exactly.
time on an average did it take for you?
Exactly. Similarly, a month or a little bit more than
A
a month.
month?
Yeah. So
Okay.
4 to 6 weeks for me as well.
So ideally, now the next thing once you get the loan is you start applying for visa.
Yeah.
How was your experience in terms of visa for you?
So in that case, I just took help from a consultant, just like I mentioned, one of the education consultants, and they gave me an entire checklist of the visa, what documents I need, and how much amount. So there's a specific amount which you need to show in your bank balance before
Yeah.
going for the visa. But if you take an education loan, then the bank gives you a sanction letter, a loan sanction letter, which
Yes.
clearly mentions how much is the requirement, and then you can easily just show that you're financially able to go to that country. And after that, I just gathered all the documents. Mostly, they were my education documents, my transcripts, and certificates. And IELTS certificate was also needed. You need a minimum band 6.5, I guess, or 5.5. There is some limit above which you need a score.
Yeah. See, as covered like the major document that was required was one sanction letter from the bank, and
Yeah,
your
very simple.
education transcript was the major thing that you needed.
Very.
Uh,
Because without that,
so
there
how
might be some
much,
problems.
yeah, how much time did it take for the whole visa process from application to you receive your passport in hand?
So after the application, I mean, I applied somewhere around July or something. So my application, I mean, there were a lot of free appointments. So basically, what is when you apply, you need to fix an
Mm-hmm.
appointment date so that you have to go to a VFS office in the nearest city, and then they just verify all your documents, and there is a biometric, I guess there. So
Yeah.
that appointment date I really got fast because I think due to this COVID and there were some other problems going on, so the visa process was a bit uncertain at that time. But I luckily got an appointment within a week, and
Yeah, actually, I did a mistake in that. Like, I got my offer letter almost 1 year before the joining date. And
wow,
I think it was kind of like you also got it quite early, as we spoke earlier.
yeah,
But then I was like, okay, I mean, it won't take much time. And I delayed my bank loan thing. And then eventually I also delayed, which actually went on to delay my visa application.
got
And
it.
when I came, yeah, it was the first time the COVID was over, like not exactly over, but it was kind of getting reopened.
Hmm.
There was the orange, green, and red zones, and all those things was there. And VFS was so much filled. And I started my application after 15th of August, and I briefly remember. And I just got my visa in my hand about
Okay.
like just 2 days before, I'd say like about 6 weeks visa and 6 weeks for loan. If you take like 12 weeks, which is about 3 months, if you have the offer letter, well, you can go for the options of like the quick visa things, which you will have to pay a little more and then you get
Yeah,
it. I
priority
think
visa.
we, yeah, I think VFS has the option of same day visa also in case someone is interested. Now you have got your offer letter, you have got your visa all packed, happy to
Mhm.
come to UK. How was the experience of travel from your home to your accommodation? As you say, you live in a student accommodation. So from India, Nagpur to Bath student accommodation, how was the experience and how was the cost in and around like?
Sure, sure. So just before that, sort of, I just missed one point, I guess. I got the appointment within a week for the visa, but after the appointment and biometrics, the time for the visa to come, I mean, get delivered, it took around a month or so. I mean, 20 to 25 days.
Okay.
So, so in my case also, I got the appointment fast, but the visa came a little bit late. So same as yours.
Yeah.
But
So they
okay,
say around 21 days for the
yes,
whole visa
yes,
process. So 21 plus 7 is what
you can expect.
you can expect, but just have some slack of time so that you can like be safe and not be like, because it's, if you don't have the visa, then everything that you plan goes in vain. So just be
Exactly. That's
prepared.
the main thing.
Yeah.
So my journey was quite interesting because so yeah, coming to the journey part from Nagpur to
Yeah.
UK. So basically, I start and just after the visa was, I mean, I got the visa, and I was so happy that yeah, finally now I feel like going to the UK. Things
Yeah.
are seem to pretty clear that yeah, this is happening now. And then I started exploring more about flights. So in my case, there was a direct flight from my hometown to Doha. It was I mean, it was not directly to London, but I went from Nagpur to Doha. Then there was a layover, and then from Doha to London there was a direct flight. So it costed me somewhere around 30,000 because I booked the flight
Okay.
pretty early. And the baggage, I mean, that in that case, I got a little less baggage because I booked Qatar Airways, so they have this
Okay.
restriction on baggage. So, but people who went from other uh, like
Airlines.
airlines, yeah, so they had a
Yeah.
facility for that.
Um, yeah. Let me tell you here one thing that I chose Air India just because it allowed three
Yeah,
check-in baggage. When you come for the first time in a student visa, always go for Air India, but because you can then take three check-in baggage of 23 kgs, I believe.
exactly.
Uh, yeah,
And the hand
which
luggage.
is, and a handbag as well, which is a good advantage in terms of luggage capacity. How did you book your travel to your university accommodation?
Oh, so they have this coach service running directly. I mean, a university does provide their own bus service, but my timing was not good, so I arrived at Heathrow pretty late at night, and it took me around 4 hours for this immigration check and all. So that was a very tiring week.
Wow.
So I was traveling for almost 21 hours or so, right from my departure until arrival. And after that, so I just decided to take the train line, which is I mean, there's a train from terminal to terminal, and then you have a bus service from some different terminal. So I
Yeah.
just took the coach, national coach, uh, and I directly arrived. It took me somewhere around 25 pounds or something to reach Bath.
Which part?
Yeah,
So
and then
here, just to give a little more information about how can you go places, there are two options: directly book a coach from terminal to
yeah,
all major cities, or as Abhimanyu did, like you can take a train or a tube from Heathrow to Victoria
yeah, and you
or
can,
Paddington, and then take a bus from there. You will get bus to anywhere in UK. In my case, I was a little fortunate. I could pass my immigration in almost 45 minutes. So I always give a tip. Always try to reach as early as possible, if possible. Like try to reach around 5 to 7 a.m. So you have less traffic in the immigration. And then I had my university had the pickup service. So I opted for that. But I had a problem of after reaching to university because I lived in a private accommodation
hmm.
and there was quarantine when I came. So I have a problem that I could not book Uber after I reached to the university because none of my card was working. Like I know that there is a card called SBM and I vouch for it very much
Yeah.
always, but it was not working in the Uber app. What did you face any such problem or there was nothing like
Oh
it
no, no.
for you?
In my case, I was lucky because one of my relatives, he's already in Europe. In my case, it was not a problem, but I would suggest that just like you said, SBM, Neo Global or some
Neo
forex
Global,
card,
yeah.
some
Yeah,
card you
but
should have so that
yeah,
you won't.
that also does not work in the Uber app due to some reason I don't know about. So one best thing is to be prepared and do some research. For example, in City of Bath, if you book V cars, which is like you can just telephone them and get it, you can
Exactly.
pay in cash. So I would recommend everyone to just find a like taxi service which is taking cash or just for a backup in case your card does not work out.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a very important thing to note.
Yeah. So now it was like as of now it was quite smooth. And how was your transition into your accommodation? How did you settle? How many days it took, and how was that experience like?
So this is so I live in Aquila Court, if you know about it. It's like right in the city, just close
Center,
to the
yeah.
city center. Yeah, yeah. And settling in was easy because the staff was there right there when I came. Pretty, I mean, even though I came pretty late in the night, still they were there, and they helped me get to my room. A welcome kit was also provided and some other stuff. So good
Yeah,
experience.
I just have released a video today actually, like when we are recording this on a Friday. And I had shared my accommodation experience, and I have a wide accommodation experience. Like I have changed almost 4 houses in the past from September 2021. What do you think was the major thing that you really liked and that made you feel comfortable in Aquila?
Oh, so first of all, they take care of all the bills. I mean, once you do the full payment, everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about the Wi-Fi, the electricity, gas, or anything else. And
Okay.
the location is really amazing. So
So you
even if
need to pay upfront, like for like how many months? It's just monthly payments, or you need to pay for certain months?
uh,
How
so there
does
are
it work?
so there are two options. You can either choose the term payments one, or you can choose a full payment. But for term payments, you'll have to arrange a guarantor. It's a UK-based guarantor. So you can find
Okay.
more about that on the website.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I have
yeah,
mentioned that in my accommodation vlog actually, if somebody is interested.
yeah, I mean that's also a good option so that you can pay like a 3 month rent and then you can find a job or work part time somewhere and then you can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
manage and pay the other installments. But in my case, I did a full payment.
So you
Up-
have paid for the whole uh, term of your stay.
Yeah, so for one, so it's like a 12-month contract and I paid it all
Okay,
up front.
cool. So there are a few advantages and disadvantages in this. Like, one, you have to pay a lot of money upfront, which
Yeah.
might not be suitable for everyone. And then the second advantage is like in my case, I had some problem in last 2 months and things like that in terms of contract and all those things and bills. And as you said, all this headache, extra work that you have to do.
Yeah.
But it's all covered in your case, which is good. So as of now, I think you have really settled well. Any problem that you have faced uh, in terms of culture, anything?
So weather is a big thing which I am concerned about.
Okay, but we cannot do anything about the weather.
Yeah. So initially, for the settling period, I did face a few problems that I did not understand how to, you know, uh, get things around. And there's a near Sainsbury's and everything is nearby, but it took a little time for me to figure out how to get the stuff. But that was just for
Yeah.
the initial settling period. Now it's all sorted, and I didn't face any major problems to say. But yeah, this payment service is very important, which you mentioned earlier, that you should have some form of alternative payments as well. Because
Yeah.
cash, I barely saw people accepting cash. And if you have like big denominations, 50 pounds or something, then it's very hard to manage the cash, hard to manage the payment.
So, so anything like first few things that you would recommend a student after they land in UK? Like,
Okay.
what are the first few things they should do?
So very first thing, you should get your BRP thing done, which is like a mandatory thing. And then
Yeah.
you should have this rail card if you can. I mean, which is
Mhm.
important if you want to travel nearby something.
One thing about rail card is look out for summer and winter discount.
Oh
You
yeah,
can actually get one third off while buying the rail card itself. And from anywhere in UK, you just take a trip to London, you will get your money. Whatever you spend, you will recover in the discount you get from the rail card. So I always highly recommend to just take a rail card.
exactly. It's very important and it's very necessary to travel in and around. And also, yeah, one important thing is you just need to register with your GP whenever you come. So in that case, you can just if you fall sick, I mean, so I would recommend people to register with the nearest GP so that even if you face some medical problems, you can easily go and consult. So that's
Hmm.
the very first things you should do. And apart from that, I think once you come here, you should, I mean, don't get a lot of stuff from India, is what I'll say. You
Yeah.
can get in Bath, it's easy to get a lot of stuff. So just get like the essentials and rest. I would recommend you get it
Can
here.
get literally everything in UK. From a
Yeah,
pressure cooker to everything, just the price difference might be very high for few things like pressure cooker and very less for few things like dal and normal groceries. So no need to bring that.
yeah.
Um,
And being a
few
vegetarian,
things.
I didn't face problems, so I'm good so far.
Okay, like to add a few things here is one, just open a bank account with a good bank as soon as possible. And the second thing would be go for getting the NI number,
Yeah, and I know that's
because it takes quite some time. Some for few people they get it really quick. For few people they take a lot of time.
yeah,
There is no. It takes from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. No one knows how much time it takes. So always go for a NI number. It helps you to do part-time jobs, and it it helps you to take up any kind of payments basically. Any last tips that you would like to give?
So when you like
Advice.
land in the UK,
Yeah.
um, I mean, just it will take a little bit of time for you to settle in, but just don't worry too much about, that if I'm able to get these things or if I'm able to not understand the culture or anything. It's pretty friendly and a pretty welcoming country, which I've faced so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, just whenever you come, just feel free to ask people, and everyone is very helping and they'll help you out. So don't worry too much about uh, settling in UK.
Generally, people are very helpful in UK, and especially in cities like Bath,
Yeah,
they are really, really good.
it's a very
Finally,
safe
like,
city, by the way.
yeah,
Bath is very safe. Yeah.
thank you everyone
Take
for
care.
watching this video. Do comment down below and subscribe to my channel, and just let us know if you have any further question.